Good evening, everybody. My name is Steve. This is my third time trying to shoot this video. So hopefully this time I have it right. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to show some of the foods I eat. I'm sure I'm going to probably leave some out. So I will try to do another one of these videos if anybody wants them, or if they're popular enough, I could do more of these. Um, this is just some of the foods I eat. Now, I did get a comment saying, someone wanted to see the food that I eat throughout the day. So my short answer to that question is that always changes. Um, it just depends on a lot of different factors. Um, it depends on if I'm doing more fasting, if I'm going to the gym more, trying to put on muscle. It just depends on the situation. So what I'm going to do in this video is just show some of the foods I regularly eat. And then I'll talk a little bit about why I'm choosing food specifically, and the one thing I do push a lot is organic, grass-fed, non-GMO, antibiotic-free, organic. I push a lot of that because those foods tend to be more um nutrient dense. And that's what I'm going for. I'm going for the foods that are the most nutrient dense. Now, the downside to this is that these foods are extremely expensive. So you're going to end up paying a lot more for these foods. Um, for me, that's okay because I really don't go out to eat that much. So I'm using that money to spend on higher quality food. I don't really go out to eat often, hardly ever. So I do a lot of cooking at home, and that's the way that I prefer it. So here I'm going to go through these foods. Um, and then if there's other things you want to know, you can put them in the comment section and I will um, go over that. So the first one I'm going to start with is this company called Thousand Hills. They do grass-fed, all different kinds of meat. This just happens to be ribeye because I absolutely love ribeye. Um, I do the ground beef. The fat percentage of ground beef depends on if I'm getting the fat from other sources or not. If I'm getting the fat from other sources, then I will scale back the fat in the ground beef. If I'm using the ground beef as the primary fat source, then I'm going to go a little bit higher in the fat. I will usually, if I'm getting the fat from the ground beef, I'll do 80-20. If I'm not getting the fat from the ground beef, I will do 93-7. So Thousand Hills, they have this at Woodman's. So if you live in like the Northwest, or the Midwest, they have this grocery outlet called Woodman's, and they have this brand, and I absolutely love Woodman's. They are very reasonably priced, excellent products. The workers there are very, very friendly, very kind, very helpful. I just absolutely love that store. The pricing is outstanding when you're comparing, you know, getting high quality organic food and what you're going to pay for it. I think pound for pound and penny for penny, that Woodman's is going to be your best bet. I do go to Whole Foods. I do go to Trader Joe's every now and then. I do shop at Aldi's. I shop at Jewel. I shop at Mariano's. But my go-to bread and butter store is definitely Woodman's. Okay. So let's keep going in this video. The next one is Vital Farms eggs, pasture raised. They do have an organic one, but I just do this one. I also get this, even though this is from Target, I get it at Woodman's. It is about I'd say 50 cents cheaper, but I usually buy the 18 pack at Woodman's, and it's $1 more than this. So you're basically getting 6 more eggs for $1 more. Way, way worth it. Okay. Um, So the reason I like the Vital Farms eggs is, again, you're going for nutrient density. If you've ever cracked open a Vitals farm egg and compared it to one of those $1.99 carton eggs, you will just see the difference. The yellow versus the deep orange. There's a bunch of research on nutrient density when the chickens are not stressed out, when they have room to run, when they eat. bugs and grass the way they're supposed to live, when they live off the land and they're not stressed out, that's when you're going to get your most nutrient dense eggs. That's going to go for any food. Any animal that has the least amount of stress is going to have the best quality meat or food that they're going to put out. So you always want high quality. You want to try to get from local farms. You want to meet the farmers. You want to know the people who are making this food. You don't want this stuff from a laboratory. You don't want this stuff coming from a big factory. You want small farming. Okay. That's your go-to. And I know Vital Farms isn't technically small farming, but you also have to do what you have to do too. So if you know a local farmer that does eggs, go with them. You don't have to do any of these. These are just my recommendations. Okay. The next one is Epic. Epic makes a few things that I like. Their chicharrones I like a lot, and their beef liver. This beef liver it's I do cooked liver, beef liver, or chicken liver, but when I'm in a pinch, this is great because I could just open this bag, pull it out, and this is like beef liver jerky. It's kind of expensive. This bag is like $8 or $9. It's very expensive. But it is definitely very it's very convenient, right? Like if you want food on the go, if you want this liver is very, very nutrient dense. You don't have to eat a lot of it. You could just do the serving. I usually do that. It's like 5 pieces. I take 5 pieces when I first start eating and I just pop them in my mouth, done with my liver. I think it tastes great. Some people don't like to taste the liver. Also, if you don't like liver, you can do desiccated organs. They have desiccated liver. You can buy it in a pill form. There's a company by a doctor named Paul Saladino. I cannot think of the name of it. And again, I'm not affiliated with any of these companies. I'm not affiliated with any of this. I'm just sharing this with you because this is what I do. But Paul Saladino has a company that they do desiccated organs in the pill. You can search it. It's called Heart and Soil, I think is what it's called. It might be. I think it's Heart and Soil, but I could be wrong about that. If I find the name of it, I'll add it in the comments or in a different video. But Epic is a really good brand. Very clean. They don't, antibiotic free, just very clean source. Okay. You get what you pay for, guys. Avocado, absolute staple. I eat it with every meal. One. I try to do organic as much as possible. If I can't get organic, I'll just eat a regular one, but I do most of the time get organic. Very good, clean source of fat. Very high nutrient profile. Just an excellent food source. I love avocados. I love the way they taste. I know they can be very bland, but you can also manipulate the flavor of them. But I absolutely love avocados. Definite must. So when I do fruit, because I don't do fruit all the time, but when I do fruit, I do berries. I'm a big believer of berries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, strawberries. You do not have to eat a lot of them. They are very nutrient dense foods. They're very good for you. Even if you are a type 2 diabetic, don't go crazy on them, but you should have some in your diet just because of the nutrient profile. They're very good. And they even say that, blueberries, I believe raspberries as well, can help with leveling out your blood sugar. So, all of you who have a sweet tooth, like, oh, I can't have sweet things anymore. That's not true. You can have fruit. Just be careful with how much you're having. The one disclaimer I will give, if you are crazy overweight, like morbidly obese, and you are trying to cut weight, at first I would stay away from fruit, just so you can get into deeper ketosis. Having carbohydrates will make it harder for you to get into ketosis. If you don't have fruit, it's a lot easier. So when you want to get into a ketosis state, you want to have medium protein, high fat, near next to no carbs. The lower carb you go, the easier it is to lose weight. That's just what I've learned. And again, that's just what I've went through. If you don't want to do it that way, you don't have to do it that way. But when I lost all my weight, my 130 pounds, I followed a very strict ketogenic diet. When I wanted even faster weight loss, you pair that ketogenic diet with fasting. When you put fasting and the ketogenic diet together, it's unbelievable how fast you can lose weight. Then it just becomes a matter of discipline and consistency. Okay. So fruit, I'm all for it. Fruit is a go for me, but it just depends on how fast you want to lose weight and what you're trying to do. You know, if you're going to the gym and you're trying to put out, having a little bit of fruit is a great option because it's going to help you with energy. Okay. So fruit is definitely a go for me. Egg life wraps. My wife actually loves these things and she got me into them. They're really good. They're super low calorie, they're super low carb. Um, the thing I like about these is sometimes I'll do a little bit of peanut butter and fruit in the cinnamon one, and that would be a really good option to have as like a sweeter one. But most of the time, I'm using these egg life wraps as like a taco shell. So if I do like, you know, carnitas or ground beef and I want to have tacos, I use this as like a taco shell. Very low calorie, very clean ingredients, very low carbohydrate, right? You're looking at 25, 30 calories a slice for those of you counting calories. Um, but great option. And it's a good tortilla replacement because tortillas got crazy amounts of carbs. You know, if you're going to have one tortilla, you know, who has one tortilla? Let's be honest. But if you do, that's not terrible. But once you start eating, you know, once you get into that, you know, 3, 4, 5 taco range, those carbohydrates start to add up. Okay. Let me see here. How do I move this out of the way? Okay, perfect. So the next one is going to be Primal Kitchen. So all of this Primal Kitchen stuff, I absolutely love it. It's super clean ingredients. Um, I love the mayo. Whenever I'm using mayo, sometimes I'll have a little bit with my ground beef. I don't use a lot. Like again, when I'm switching fat sources, if I go to mayo, I'll keep the ground beef lean. Okay. If I have a fatter ground beef, I skip the mayo because I don't need the extra fat. The buffalo sauce is very good. I've never had the ketchup. I'm not a big fan of ketchup. I really don't mess with it. Um, Avocado oil, I really don't use that much, but it's an option. But Primal Kitchen is a great company, very clean ingredients. Again, I'm not affiliated with any of these companies. I'm just sharing with you guys what I eat. Okay. Again, here's the 4505 Chicharron. Absolutely love these. If you're addicted to chips, you can swap over to these as a chip replacement. Just be careful because they're very easy to eat a lot of them. So you need to definitely be careful with how many you're consuming. Um, you don't have to go too crazy, but what I like to do with these, if I want to do nachos, I'll use these as the chip instead of tortilla chips. If I want to do like a dip for guacamole, I'll use these as the chip. Super convenient. They do make other flavors besides this barbecue classic and jalapeno. They make a salt one, they make a pepper one. They have my wife loves the tahini one. It's very tasty. They're very, very good. They used to sell them at Costco, breaks my heart. They don't sell them at Woodman's. These, unfortunately, I do buy at Whole Foods or Jewel, and they're very expensive. Very, very expensive for this. I don't recommend the cheaper bags of the chicharron because they tend to put, if the ingredients are not just pork skin and salt, um, that's you're going too far with the ingredients. Like natural flavors, stay away. Well, it's gonna be hard to stay away from natural flavors, but if you can stay away from it, try to avoid it at all costs. Um, again, you're not going to be perfect, but you know, the more consistent you are with making better choices, the more you make, the better it is, right? So 4505 brand, I absolutely love. Oh, also, Epic makes chicharron, very good as well. I like both. Just wanted to throw that back up there. The next one is this prosciutto. I buy this at Costco. Very good, very, very tasty. Again, two ingredients. pork and salt. You'll notice if you go back and look at all these foods that I'm showing you, they're like less than 4 ingredients, most of them, right? The eggs, the liver, the avocados, berries. This is all whole foods, guys, right? The trend is now eating whole foods, right? If you want to simplify it, vegetables, fruit, protein, meat source, fish, chicken, steak, beef, lamb, whatever you want to do, right? That's the simplified version. But in this video, I'm showing you something more specific. Okay. Kimchi and the sauerkraut, Cleveland is one of the brands I like to get. Very good for your microgut biome. If you have a problem with your stomach and you're trying to get pre and probiotics in, this is one of your goes for food. If you're not trying to supplement, like if you don't want to do a probiotic supplement, I recommend kimchi. You don't need a lot of it. It doesn't have to be kimchi. It can also just be sauerkraut. That roasted garlic one is excellent. Love it. That classic caraway is disgusting. I hate it. That's just my opinion. I've never had the blue mild one, but the red classic is also a go-to of mine. But absolutely love sauerkraut. Another one that I didn't put on here, pickles. Love pickles. And you should eat pickles first. In any meal you eat, you should eat pickles first because of the vinegar will help break down. It'll help you with food digestion and breakdown. So you want to eat like pickles first. If you can stomach it, so you should open up a meal with apple cider vinegar. I do the capsules now, just because I'm afraid of my teeth. But if you can stomach apple cider vinegar, the drink, do it with a straw or a shot. I'm not gonna lie, it's harsh. But if you can do it, always do it before every meal because it helps with breaking down the food. Macadamia nuts, absolutely love these. There's another company called House of Macadamia that's really good, very expensive, but they're great. This version is from Costco. I guess Walmart sells them too. I did not know that. They don't have them at my Walmart, but Costco has these macadamia nuts. Be careful with these. They are very, very high fat. If you eat a lot of them, you will be in the bathroom. Just a little bit. A little bit goes a long way. It's all you need. You don't need a lot. That goes for any nut. You could do pecans. I usually only do pecans, macadamia nuts, pumpkin, sunflower seeds. If I do Brazil nuts, it's only like 3 or 4 nuts at a time because that's all the selenium you need. That's enough. You shouldn't do more. Just do a little bit of the Brazil nuts. And that's really it for nuts. Okay. I like to put them in yogurt, and I didn't put yogurt up here, and I wanted to. I also get a Greek yogurt from Costco. It's cheap and very good. But there's also another yogurt I get at Whole Foods. It's a sheep's milk yogurt. I absolutely love it. It's an acquired taste, but sheep's yogurt is very nutrient dense. If you can get your hands on like sheep milk, goat's milk, or even raw milk, they're all very, very nutrient dense. Okay. The next one, and I don't know why this is coming up all like this, but that's okay. The seasoned sardines. Now, when I buy these, I get these at Costco. Okay. I do not buy them anywhere else. I bought them at Walmart once. They were disgusting. I bought them at Jewel once. They were disgusting. For some reason, the ones at Costco taste different. Don't buy them anywhere else except for Costco. And they look like this. And I know sardines isn't a turn on for a lot of people. But I actually really like these. They're very tasty. I'm not a big sardine person, but I actually really do like these. And I've actually turned a few people onto these. So I do like these sardines. Yeah, that's what I was going for. I heard this Wild Planet brand is pretty good too. I tried it. I didn't care for it. I don't know. It was a little over the top fishiness for me, but nutrient density wise, sardines are pretty good. Now, if you're going to do soda, okay, your Diet Pepsi and Diet Coke and regular Pepsi and regular Coke should not be an option. That, again, my opinion, you do what you do you. But here is my alternative. If you're going to do soda and you have to absolutely have soda, okay, I have to have soda. Virgil's is a wonderful option. Zevia is even better because Zevia doesn't use the actual coloring. This one does. But taste-wise, Virgil's is on point. Like the way these taste, That orange cream one is just out of this world. It's so good. I recommend this to everybody. You know, should you drink soda? Probably not. But if you're going to have it, this is what I would recommend. And I know for a fact that this is not going to be harmful to your blood sugar. Okay. I've tested my blood sugar before and after this. There was pretty much minimal to no spike in blood sugar. Okay. Now, these are all the foods that I eat. I can already think of some I already left off. Like this is just like a ballpark of the kinds of things I eat. Now, when it comes to the amounts of food that I eat, that all varies on what my daily activity is going to be. If I know I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I ain't doing nothing today. I'm not going to the gym. I'm not walking. I'm going to be sedentary the entire day. I will fast. I will not eat a thing. I will go the whole day without eating. Nothing. If I'm going to put out at the gym, and I know like today, I did 3 miles this morning at the gym, went to work, walked around, taught the students all day, did all that. And then I went back to the gym after work and put out at the gym again, right? Obviously, my meal's going to be a little bit more calorie dense, but the types of food is not going to change, right? I had the ground beef, or no, I'm sorry, I didn't have ground beef today. I actually had, and I didn't put this on my list, I had some pulled pork. I had some pulled pork today, which again is fine. Pulled pork is good. I had some eggs. I had some mushrooms. Mushrooms was another one I didn't put on there that I do eat. Vegetables are a go. I don't do broccoli. It just, my stomach is not having it. Cauliflower, every once in a while I do vegetables. I'm not like over the top with vegetables. If you feel like having them, have them. If you don't want them, don't have them. They're come or go. You can have them or not have them. I'm not going to say either way. I know the carnivore community will be like, oh, you can't have vegetables. The vegan community will be like, oh, you can't have meat. Listen, I'm not here to tell you one way or the other, right? I used to be that way, but I've learned there's no reason to be. There's no reason to be. You eat what you want to eat. If you want to eat more protein heavy, then eat protein. If you want to eat more vegetable heavy, then eat vegetable. If you want to have a little bit of fruit, have fruit, right? You can go any way you want. So, it all depends on the day for me. Okay. Everything depends on the day. If I'm going to put out, calories up. If I'm not going to do anything, calories down, right? Just you have to have a plan, map it in your head. What are you going to do today? Are you going to work out and bust your behind, or are you going to be sedentary, lazy, sit on the couch and do nothing? Right? Now, you notice in my list, I have nothing highly processed because I try to stay away from that stuff as much as possible. All right. I was 130 pounds heavier once, and I don't plan on going back there, and I don't ever want to. Right. So I know, is if I went out one day and I just decided, oh, I'm going to have some pizza and I'm going to have some soda and ice cream, is that going to, throw me off? No. But I have the mindset. My mind works where if I have this highly processed food, I'm afraid that I'm going to fall back into the trap. Compare it to an alcoholic trying to quit drinking alcohol, right? They go to AA. Do you tell an alcoholic, okay, you can have this little shot of alcohol once every month? No, you don't do that. And in my head, this is my opinion, I treat food the same way, right? Oh, you can have this little slice of pizza, or you can just say no and have more self-control that way. Because once you start eating nutrient-dense foods over time, you're going to lose your craving for highly processed food. You will lose it. You'll start to actually crave nutrient-dense food. Your body will want it. Oh, I want these eggs. I want this meat. I want these vegetables. I need those antioxidants. I need the polyphenols. I need this. My body wants it. And you start to crave those things. Just like on the flip side, if you were eating Burger King, McDonald's, Pizza Hut, if you were eating all those things, your body wants that, wants that. You adapt to that. You adapt to those things, right? So if you stay away from them, that's your win. That's a huge win, right? Sometimes you have to go in increments, right? Somebody will tell me, like, oh, I need to get to the gym and I need to start working out. My answer to that is you need to dial in your food first. Don't worry about the gym. Don't worry about exercising. Don't worry about running. Dial in the food